Ha. Hear you. This is Lord Potato. I should shut the fuck up now. I tried to do the voice of Blackbeard, but I can't because it will hurt my throat more than normal. But not the point. There's a part 3 of what if Naruto was the reincarnation of Blackbeard. Now you're wondering what the fuck happened to the letters and why they're kind of like merged together somewhat. I don't know why, but I just felt like kind of doing this. It's just because of like the 3 different fruits that Blackbeard kind of has. So I wanted to kind of make the wording kind of have 3 different shades. But it didn't really work out and I just don't care. But other than that, like I said, there's a part 3 of what if Naruto was a reincarnation of Blackbeard. But before let me begin into this what if, go subscribe to Naruto Iconic What Ifs and Obito What Ifs, even though some of them barely upload. I'm not gonna be saying names. But other than that, yeah, the links will be in the description. But other than that, let me begin into this what if, no recaps because it hasn't been 1 month, it's only been 2 days. So let me begin. So we go into Naruto. Naruto on Team 7 with, well, Sasuke and Sakura. Now Naruto is being kind of acting like the fool, like the idiot, like in original canon. But Naruto's a genius amongst genius. He's one of the strongest people ever to walk around this earth. Well, no one knows that. Now, I should mention that he does have the full 9 toes. And of course, well, yeah, he has the full 9 toes. He only went to the Leaf Village for his plan. He did manage to get the trust of somewhat Minato, but fully got the trust of Kushina because Kushina has to have that motherly instinct to kind of protect her children and even, like, train them. So, of course, she does train Naruto a lot and mostly kind of teach him some Funjutsu and other things. But, yeah. So, let's begin into this what if. So, of course, Naruto is right now with Team 7. This is where, well, Sakura is somewhere hiding in her bush, Sasuke is hiding somewhere, and Naruto is just being a goofy idiot like in original canon. This is where he's fighting as Kakashi, and Kakashi tries to, well, you just read a book. This is where Naruto does the original same thing, and this is where Kakashi was about to do the 1,000 years of death, and Naruto wasn't having it, so of course he did a back kick, managing to almost hit Kakashi. Kakashi almost, like, he dodges it and misses the 1,000 years of death, and Naruto kind of jumps back. This is where Naruto pulls out a small tanto that Kushina gave him, because Kushina wanted to train Naruto and how to use swords. Now Naruto, he's not really a swordsmanship or anything, because Blackbeard, he doesn't really use swords. He uses flintlocks, but at the same time, he uses, his weapon is like a 3 claw blade. Of course, this is where Naruto is not going to be using a 3-claw blade right now. Instead, he's using a tanto. Now, this tanto has like a red handle to it and has like a dragon symbol on it. Of course, this is where Naruto is trying to cut at Kakashi. Kakashi seeing that Naruto is kind of using the Uzumaki style. Now, of course, he does know that Kushina basically trained him. So, of course, this is where, well, he's dodging. Of course, when Naruto tries to stab at him, but Naruto misses because he did it on purpose, so it doesn't show that he has fast skills and faster reflections and, well, not reflection, reflexes. He just wants to show that he's kind of an idiot. Now, of course, this is where, well, Kakashi dodges. Of course, this is where he knees Naruto in the face, smash it across the tree, and this is where Naruto closes his eyes, just to show that he's knocked out. This is where he's doing a lot of things, like acting and all that. He could be fucking winning awards over here, but you know, he has plans to show this world that he is not a weakling, that he is the strongest god that ever, well, exists. Of course, this is where Sasuke, he gets genjutsu, well, not genjutsu, mostly trapped underneath the rubble and all that, and this is where, well, Sasuke gets genjutsu because of a weakling trash can, didn't realize it's a genjutsu, and then just gets knocked out. Now, of course, this is where Kakashi ties up Naruto, but this is where, well, Sasuke and Sakura are like, they really don't want to help Naruto. And of course, well, Kakashi says, don't feed him. That's where Naruto, he doesn't do anything. Of course, where Sasuke feeds him, he like gives him the food. Now, of course, Naruto could have easily ripped through this shit, but of course, wanted to see what his team would do. He knows that his team is going to have to give up their pride and help him. So, of course, Sasuke helped him, even Sakura. This is where they become Team 7, like original canon. And, of course, this is where, well, They do some missions, of course, where Sasuke wants to go to a like C-rank mission. Naruto has to act like a dumbass and also say he wants to do a C-rank mission, and Sasuke is the same. This is where Minato nodded, but this is where he put Ambus with what's it called Kakashi, like Ambus underguard him. Now, of course, I should mention who is Kushina is a sensei. Now, Kushina has what's it called, instead of like putting Ambus on that team, Kushina volunteered along to have like a team merge. Now, Kushina has not Minato, basically Menma and Mento on her team. She wanted to also Naruto, but Naruto was put on Team 7, which she was angry about. But of course, this is where her third teammate is, well, someone named Hinata Hyuga. Yes, Hinata was on this team because, yeah. Now, of course, who's on Kurenai's team is a girl named Rinkurama, but yeah. This is where, well, Naruto is kind of seeing his brother and sister. And of course, Naruto, he's smiling like an idiot towards him. And this is where Mento smiles also, but this is where Menma looks away because he hates his brother. But yeah, this is where, well, Naruto knows that his family's kind of unstable. Menma and Minato seem to barely trust him at the same time, a little bit trust him. But at the same time, Mento seems to kind of trust him at the same time, not really much. And even Kushina just fully trusts her son. Because, you know, that's her son. This is where, well, Naruto, he smiles and says, "Hey, Mom." This is where Kushina says, "Hey, son. We're going to win this, what's it called? We're going to defeat this C-rank mission. Dabatayo." This is where Naruto does the same thing. Believe it. But yeah, this is where Kakashi sweat drops, Minato sweat drops, and even what's it called? Well, Minato also did the same thing, but this is where Menma kind of just sweat drops also. This is where, well, they go on the mission with Tazuna. This is where they kind of meet the two, what's it called? Like, two brothers, the two Mist Demon brothers to try to attack what's it called? Naruto. This is where Kushina punches them both down and kills them in an instant. Yeah, this is where Kakashi threatened with Tazuna. This is where, well, Naruto hugs Kushina because this is where Naruto has to act that he's afraid. But Naruto wasn't afraid. He could have easily killed him with his yummy yummy no mi. But this is where Naruto, he just wanted to act more and more. This is where Kushina hugs him and says, "Don't worry, it's okay." Mento was also scared. That's why, well, Menma wasn't scared. He didn't care. He was about to like jump in, but this is where his mother was faster than him. Now, of course, this is where, well, the demon of the mist, Zabuza Momochi, comes out of nowhere and fights against Kakashi and Kushina. Kushina, who's the red habanero, pulls out her sword and almost cuts Zabuza's head off so instantly. This is where Zabuza had to dodge. But this is where Zabuza tries to use the executioner to try to kill Kushina. Kushina uses her chains to grab the executioner blade away, and this is where she managed to stab Zabuza in the chest. This is where Zabuza caught the blood. This is where Senbons appear. This is where Haku was about to like bring Zabuza out of him. But this is where Kakashi appears saying Chidori. And this is where Haku had to protect Zabuza before he getting Chidori. This is where Haku gets killed. But this is where what's called Kushina said, "We gotta get rid of them anyway." This is where Kushina does slice off Zabuza's head off. But yeah, of course with that happening, there's no longer what's called the threat of the Demon of the Mist. This is where the kind of mission goes similar to original canon. Some bandits to try to do this and that and other things, but they get killed in an instant. This is where Kushina does train what's called Naruto's team and even her son, and seeing how they are not even trained in chakra climbing, water walking, or other things. She glares at Kakashi and was about to beat the fuck out of him. Kakashi sweat drops and knows that this is a bad idea. But yeah, of course, we go fast forward into the bridge building. Of course, this is where, well, the bridge is being built slowly but surely. But of course, this is where, well, all of them are actually attacked by, well, a gang. Kind of a gang that was kind of hired by, well, Gato and an S-rank ninja. Now this S-rank ninja went against, well, Kushina and even Kakashi, and this was Kakuzu. This is where, well, these other gang members that was from a family, and this person with the Kiba blades were fighting against was called Team 17. Well, 9, because yes, this is called Team 9. Well, mostly Kushina's team. Team 9. No, not Team 9, Team 6, but yeah. Of course, this is where Naruto was getting, well, acting scared. But when he's fighting against multiple gang members, he uses his, what's it called, well, octopus ability to grab them all and crush their necks. This is where Naruto's saying, I managed to get away from them. This is where he's running towards his team. This is where his team, well, Team 7 and Team 6 are all knocked out by the Kiba Blade user. This is where, well, his name is, I forgot, goddammit, but, I think his name was Rikari? I'll call him Rikari. This is where Rikari was laughing and saying, oh, you're the last one left. I wonder how Kagsu was doing with the other two. Man, there'd be such a nice bounty. But I don't mind that. This is where Tasuna, he's trying to kind of fight back against Gato, but he really can't. This is where, well, Naruto, he's seeing, well, Rikari tries to attack him with the lightning blade. And Naruto, he just sees what's it called, Kakashi getting knocked out because he's using observation hawking, and even what's it called, Kushina managed to get kind of punched in the stomach, then punch away, far away. This is where, well, she was pushed so far away, she landed in the water and tries to kind of fall into water. This is where she kind of went black out for a second or something. This is where, well, Naruto is seeing this, seeing the fact that he's kind of surrounded. The other gang members are kind of surrounding him. Naruto is laughing like a madman. He's going, you people do not know what you're messing with. I am a god amongst this world. This is where Tasuna is kind of getting almost attacked by Gato, and Gato didn't notice this, but everything around the gang members, Rikari, even Kagsu, widened their eyes. Darkness started appearing. This is where Naruto awoken his Yami Yami no Mi. Awakening. This is where everything goes around in darkness. This is where Naruto is laughing and saying, you people do not know true power, do you? This is where Naruto, what he did is smash what's it called, using the earthquake to use the smash. This is where he smashes the air, and this is where all the other bandits get flung back into the air. This is where so many people are just shocked. This is where Rikari rushes at Naruto, but this is where Naruto grabbed him with the tentacles. This is where Rikari is trying to get out of Naruto's grip. What's it called? 4 tentacles are right now grabbing on him. This is where Naruto says, "You seem so you're pathetic. You should have given up that easily." This is where Kagsu rushes towards Naruto because he sees Naruto as a threat. And this is where before he even gets towards Naruto, his arm gets cut off into a million pieces. A man with kind of like what's called marine outfit, a little bit, with kind of having a coat and having a red sword, appeared, having smoked a cigarette, saying, pathetic. This is where Kagsu widens his eyes and notice who this person is. This person is an Esric missing ninja also, but he is from the Iron Country that he's missing from. This man is named, his name is Shiryu. And of course, Kagsu didn't notice this, but he thought he was able to kind of like kill him because he sent multiple fire and water attacks from his like back. This is where, well, Shiryu disappears. And this is where Kagsu is trying to sense where he's at. But this is where, well, another heart gets stabbed. He doesn't know where he's at. But Shiryu, he's using his Dofu, the visibility. Well, visible, whatever it's called. The visible no mi or something, whatever it's called. He transforms into visible. Now you're wondering, how's Shiryu here? Well, BlackBeard, he found out one thing. Some of his comrades, or not comrades, some of his crew members were reincarnated. He found out when he was traveling the world, that he found out when he was training and all that, he found out that this person named Shiryu was an S-rank ninja that was from Iron Country and way older than him. Of course, it were, well, not older than him, mostly kind of a little bit older than him, kind of being at least 16 years old. Well, it looks like he's older, but he's 16. But of course, right now he's 18. And of course, it were, well, because yeah, the last time Naruto met him was when he was 11. So yeah, he's now 18. And Naruto's 12. This is where Shiryu kind of met, well, Naruto, and realized that this is his captain, BlackBeard. And this is where, well, they kind of had a plan to kind of find others. Now, Shiryu, he is always kind of protecting his captain. Anything he needs, he must protect his captain at all costs. But of course, this is where, well, Shiryu did manage to stab into not BlackBeard, mostly into Kaku's heart and stabs out the fire and water. And this is where Kaku coughs the blood. This is where he sends out the lightning, wind, and even earth. This is where he's getting ready to fight against Shiryu. He has heard that Shiryu is a very dangerous swordsman, but he never thought that this swordsman can go invisible. So of course he really is needing to be careful. He's right now kind of looking back at where Reincarnation is at, and this is where Reincarnation is dead. His soul seems to be sucked out. He seems to be really dry. Or, well, not dry, mostly what's it called, he's coughing up blood a lot from his mouth. Because he got smashed with the Quake no Mi. But yeah. So Reincarnation seems to be absorbed, like his body's energy seems to be absorbed, that's why he's dry. He didn't just get killed or whatever that I used. Oh yeah, the Quake no Mi. So of course this is where Naruto throws him away, but this is where he grabs the two Cuba Blades and it kind of puts him in a pocket dimension thanks to the Yami no Mi. This is where he's laughing. And of course, this is where he sees the other bandits and rushes towards him. This is where he uses Black Hole. Since his Yami no Mi allows him to make Black Hole, he makes some kind of black hole right in front of him, absorbing everyone into it. And of course, this is where they kind of end up, is in a pitch black place, dying and suffocating. This is where, well, Naruto seems to have a very connection to the space outside. So of course, anyone that kind of goes into this black hole kind of gets absorbed into it, like mostly like absorbed, but not like absorbed mostly, but mostly gets thrown into outside space. So yeah, there's not much to confirm about BlackBeard or whatever, but I want to just give him that. This is where, well, Naruto kills them all, and this is where when he gets to Gato, Tazuna is already knocked out because he was beaten to death, almost close. This is where Naruto has his 3-claw blade clawing at, well, Gato. His 2 other men were dead in an instant, thanks to, well, Shinrai. Now Shinrai has already killed Kaku and thrown his body into the water. This is where Shinrai went to kind of go get Gato. This is where he says, "What do I do? You know what to do." This is where Shinrai nodded, pulled Gato away and took him away. This is where Naruto, he kind of runs up to where Kushina's at, not as a worry, but this is where he had to kind of fake it and show that he kind of accidentally used the Naito's power. And this is where, well, Kushina managed to wake up, like managed to get up to the water, and Naruto was running on the water saying, "Mom, Mom!" This is where Kushina says, "What happened? I don't know. I lost control after my... I don't know what happened to me. Everything was red. I'm scared." This is where Naruto was lying. This is where, well, Kushina hugged him and realized that Naruto must have used the Nine-Tail power. When she got up to the massacre, she really saw, like the Nine-Tail's power might have actually meant to consume him a little bit. Now this is where, well, Kushina's worried now. This is where Kushina is very saddened, but sees that Naruto didn't hurt his teammates or even his family, or even what's called Hinata or anyone. Didn't hurt Kakashi. Kakashi was knocked out, but this is where he wakes up later on. This is where they realize that Gato is dead, and this is where the 2 missing ninjas, the one with the Kiba blade and Kaku, were dead. But this is where they don't know where their kind of body will be at. This is where, well, Reincarnation seems to be dead and obliterated by Shinrai. Now Shinrai seems to have a bag of money when he's seeing Naruto leave the land of mist. This is where he says, "Soon, Captain. We will soon take over this world. I just have to go back to base." That's where he disappears, turning himself invisible and walking away. This is where, well, Naruto's grinning inside. He is happy to kind of get this mission because Gato was a gang member with lots of money. That money is going to help him in kind of, help him kind of raise up an army that he needs. This is where, well, Kaku was dead, yes, he was from the Akazes. Of course, he joined the Akaze a while ago. The cloak that he had on was actually kind of torn and ripped around because, well, Shinrai already did kill him, stabbing him both in the hearts. Now, Shinrai does know that Kaku kind of used hearts similar towards Naruto, since Naruto has 3 hearts, like an octopus. Now, Shinrai just killed all, 5 hearts and walked away. But yeah, this is where, well, Obito was mad the fact that Kakuzu was dead, and now that he has to join the Akatsuki way earlier, because he wasn't expecting Kakuzu to die towards someone named Shinrai. Yes, Obito was there seeing this. Now, of course, he wasn't seeing what's called, BlackBeard kind of massacred the others. He kind of just saw that Shinrai was the one to massacre him, because Shinrai was walking away with Kakuzu's head. This is where Obito tried to fight against Shinrai, but Shinrai turned invisible and Obito widened his eyes. Widened one eye because he didn't expect Shinrai to just disappear. But Shinrai almost stabbed Obito, which he did. He cut off one of his arms, and Obito just had to use Kama weed just to get away from him. This is where he realized Shinrai's a danger, a very powerful S-rank ninja that's very dangerous. He thought that, Obito, when he was creating what's called the organization, he was thinking of the different S-rank ninjas. Some S-rank ninjas didn't interest him, like Shinrai, who was a swordsman who was from Iron Country. Didn't interest him at all. Now, seeing that Shinrai can go invisible, showing that, oh shit, I should have brought him along. But Shinrai would never accept. The reason why is because he is a loyal man towards the only person in this world, BlackBeard. So, of course, they get back to the, not Mist Village, the Elite Village, of course, is where, managed to check the seals and see that's kind of a little bit loosened, tighten up a little bit more, and this is where, he's just making sure that the Nine-Tails doesn't get released. This is where, he knows that the Nine-Tails is used by emotions and realizes that maybe it's a bad idea to send him on a secret mission. So, of course, he decides to keep his, Naruto's team and what's called Kushina's team only in T-rank missions. So, of course, we go into 3 months later, and of course, this is the Chunin exam. This is where, they are all going into the Chunin exams. This is where Naruto kind of trained a little bit more with Kushina, but Naruto in secrecy, he has trained enough. This is the beginning of his event, his plan, his entire reason that he stayed in the Leaf Village and didn't go berserk or massacre anyone. This is where, we go through what's it called, everything kind of goes in original canon, and Naruto still does the outbursts and other things other things. But this is where, Naruto, he goes into the forest, of course, this is where, Naruto said that he had to go use the badger. Sasuke says, sure, just remember this and this. Naruto noticed that he has to be stupid and forget how it is. But he knows what it is. That's why Naruto makes one shadow clone to kind of be staying here to kind of use the badger or whatever. But really, his real self kind of disappears. This is where, Naruto meets up with Kabuto. Kabuto smiles and says, hello there, Naruto, or I should say BlackBeard-sama. Naruto says, hello there, Kabuto. So, where will Orochimaru be, and where do I need to take the Uchiha? He will send you a distraction, a very powerful wind sound. I know you're not going to be affected by it much, but your team is. And then after that, a snake might gulp you up, and then spit you out somewhere. You can do whatever else that you need prepared to do. Fine. I see it. This is good. And so where, Kabuto says, so the plan still is like the original planning. Naruto says, of course it is. Besides, that fucking yellow-haired bastard is not gonna know what hit him. Zahaha. Kabuto just smirks and says, okay, I must be going back to my team. I got a show to be what's it called? A Genin. You do that. Naruto disappears, but of course, this is where his team managed to defeat the Rain Ninjas. Of course, this is where they take what's called the scroll, and Naruto's clone does poof away. Doesn't poof away, kind of got brought back, and this is where Naruto switched spots, and his clone does poof away. He got the knowledge and all it. This is where, Naruto is now just with his team. They're going on, they're running towards the tower, and this is where a wind sound powerful enough to push both, push everyone away. This is where they all smash into different trees. A snake decides to eat him, but spit him out a while ago. And this is where Naruto noticed that the snake was just a distraction for him. This is where Naruto doesn't need to go to a Nine-Tails club or anything. Instead, Orochimaru gets there and takes out Sasuke so much easier than the original canon. He just plays with Sasuke a little bit. Doesn't even need to deal with the Nine-Tails. Doesn't need his snake to poof away. Instead, the snake slammed its tail into Sasuke, knocking her out. That's where Sasuke gets a curse mark and Naruto disappears, saying, "Oh no! Orochimaru, I would defeat you." That's where Orochimaru laughs and says, "Your acting is pretty good, or should I say Blackbeard-sama?" This is where Naruto just smirks and says, "Of course. I had to wait for so long. Here, take this." That's where Orochimaru takes the scroll and says, "What is this?" "You know, the information. I gave it to Kabuto also, but this is mostly a bunch of information I managed to got from the scroll ceiling. Didn't you want it to learn all the, what's called, not scroll ceiling, mostly the scroll of Funjutsu and other things. Didn't you want to learn all that?" Orochimaru smiles, saying, "Oh, but I do. Do you want to know the weakness of, well, the flying Raijin, right? You know Minato was a dumbass and put it in the scroll ceiling. A weakness towards it. And I also did find it out. Pretty smart enough to find out easily." It's where Orochimaru smiles and realizes that Minato's an idiot for even trusting this boy. This boy is such a good actor, such a genius kid, an evil kid in, well, evil or incarnation of Naruto. Naruto smiles and says, "Well, what do I do with the Uchiha there? With the, what's called, little plan that we have. What would I need to do with him?" Orochimaru just says, "Oh, well, if we can manage to kill the 4 Hokage, I say manage, or maybe not. I want you to knock him out and go rogue if I manage to hurt Minato enough. I know your plan is to kill Minato. So would you like to do the honors when you go against Minato?" "Oh, of course. But the Uchiha, do I just need to knock him out and kind of put him somewhere safe for Kabuto to kind of get him?" "Of course." "What about the Hyuga? Or Menma or the others?" The pink hair girl is quite useless. Got slapped by my snake once and is knocked the fuck out. And out the Hyuga should be useful for a little treaty with the Raikage. Menma. Ooh. I really would love to experiment on him. He's an Uzumaki Namikaze. Mento Uzumaki Namikaze will also be a little good treaty for what's called, well, Stone Village. So, I guess you can give me those things that I need." Okay. This is where Orochimaru says, "What about Kushina?" I already have a way to kill her. She's already dead, long dead before she even knows what happens. This is where Orochimaru smiles and says, "I guess so." He disappears and Naruto just takes his team. This is where the Sound team does attack Naruto, but Naruto takes them all out easily. Now, of course, this is where Neji or even Rock Lee's team doesn't show up because Naruto made a clone to kind of disguise as a ninja and all that, to make any team that's around Naruto to kind of run away or try to fight them or whatever. But yeah. But of course, there were only clones and distracting Rock Lee's team and even was cost Shikamaru's team. While Naruto, he doesn't do anything but wake up for Sasuke going into curse mark and punching the shit out of them, almost killing them. This is where Naruto stops him and says, "Sasuke, you need to stop this." This is where Sasuke says, "Fight me!" This is where Naruto knocks his ass out. But yeah. This is where they get to the tower. And of course, Sasuke, Naruto had to kind of say that Sasuke had this curse mark, blah, 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 to Kakashi. Not really. He didn't even tell him anything. This is where, well, Naruto kind of goes up first, and this is where Naruto is smiling a lot. He's smiling with a goofy smile, right? This is where the first match that he has to go into the tuning exam would be Kiba. This is where Naruto just wrecks Kiba so easily with the speed and strength. This is where Naruto is showing a little bit of the incredible things that he learns from Kushina. This is where, well, Naruto managed to win and Kiba gets knocked out. That's where multiple people are kind of winding their eyes, seeing that Naruto's progress. That's where the next person that goes into the match will be Menma, then Sasuke, then what's it called, Mento, and other people just kind of win. Sasuke did kind of use the curse mark a little bit. This is where Kakashi noticed it, and of course stops him from going anymore to kind of use the curse mark after the match. But yeah, of course, this is where, well, what's it called? This is where, well, Minato says that you have 1 month to train and other things, blah blah blah. This is where Minato asks her mother to kind of train. Minma to train with Minato. Sasuke to train with what's called Kakashi. And this is where Naruto is no longer having to train with anyone. Because Kushina says, I'm gonna have to be too busy for your sister. I'm sorry, Naruto. This is where Naruto says, it's fine. This is where we go into a day later. Naruto is now surrounded by Root Ambus. And this is where Danzo appears saying, the weapon of Konoha. You're perfect. That's why we're here to kind of bring you back towards Root. After the tuning exams, you will fail. You will show that you fail, and you will become the weapon again. Naruto, who just looks at him and says, This is where Danzo is saying, what are you laughing, weapon of Konoha? Naruto says, oh, me? Die? That's pretty interesting, Danzo. Since the fact that you can't kill me. If you kill me, then the weapon is gone. Danzo says, oh, do you think we can't really kill you? Then you are really, what's it called? This is where, well, Naruto says, you cannot kill me even if you try to. This is where they're kind of farther into like the forest of Konoha, further away. And of course, there's barely any actual ambus, like rare ambus. Instead, there's only like root ambus around Naruto. And Naruto smiles, saying, you cannot kill me. You're just a pathetic weakling that doesn't know when to give up. This is where Danzo tell his root ambus to go after Naruto. And Naruto says, quake, quake, bubble. This is where, well, not quake, quake, bubble. Naruto just grabs the air. And this is where he kind of like pulls it down. And this is where all the root ambus are flung up in the air. This is where all of them are just white in their eyes. This is where multiple tentacles appear from Naruto's like body, grabs him, made out of darkness mostly, and just cracks her neck. This is where Danzo white in his eyes. He didn't expect such power. Naruto says, seems pretty interesting, Danzo, but seems that your end is here. Right, Orochimaru? Orochimaru appears having the sword towards Danzo's neck and saying, yep. Thank you, Danzo, for kind of holding on for all those Sharingans, even Shinsui's. It's the perfect weapon for me to have. This is where Danzo wanted to say, and this is where he gets his head cut off. Now, Orochimaru, he didn't really want to work with Danzo or anything much, but he did take the Sharingan and even the, what's it called, the Moki tongue that had in the arm of, well, Danzo and even the Sharingans. But yeah, this is where Naruto smiles and says, well, we have one less problem down. Now it's a yellow flash. That's where Orochimaru says, I guess so. I guess so. That's where we go into 1 month later. And of course, Naruto did nothing but just plan. Plan and talk to his, well, what's it called, crew members that he has. This is where, well, Naruto is doing nothing but just not training, but talking to his crew members. All his crew members. This is where some of them are just big, some of them has this tofu where they can turn into a nine-tail, and other things. Now Kurama is inside Naruto still and seeing all of this. This is where Naruto talks to Kurama and saying that he will need the help of his to destroy Konoha and let you be free, right? This is where the Kyuubi does not have anything to do but to actually listen to Naruto. This is where he decides to kind of help Naruto. He doesn't want to be in the Leaf Village again and kind of be tortured, or mostly his fucking, what's it called, his vessel be tortured again. This is where he doesn't even want to be in a vessel. So of course, this is where, well, he decides to, well, play along with Naruto. Or not play along, mostly follow along Naruto's lead, but yeah. But this is where I'm going to leave it off for part 3 of What If Naruto Was the Reincarnation of BlackBeard. But yeah, bye-bye.